I think the biggest thing with the labor reform is that us growers just want a set standard for, hey, this is what it's going to go up each year. This is what it could possibly cap out at each year. And I think if there's any way that we can get this thing to reset back to 2022 levels, back when things were a tad cheaper, and maybe then start to escalate it from there. But kind of, we want security in knowing that, for one, the costs aren't going to rise to a point where we can't afford to feed our own people in the United States, and also two, to a point where we can be compensated for the work that's being done on our end as far as transportation, housing, and everything that goes into getting the guys up here and getting our product produced.
We don't know what's coming next year in terms of wages, and it makes it very difficult to plan. It makes it more difficult to understand how wages affect our bottom line. And with every state, that is one thing that is number one for our issue advisory committee. There's 16 states on that board, and the guest worker program, specifically the AWR of that program, is everyone's number one issue and priority.
We've really focused on trying to get workers to want to work for us through the new housing, through different systems that we plant so it's easier work. We're trying to take ladders out of the program. We're really trying to be the employer of choice in our area, just so that we do have this pool of workers that want to work at our organization. So it's really changed the whole outlook as to where it was back in 2012, 2013.
And I'm the sixth generation. I'm a young farmer, which there's not too many of me. I mean, I go to a lot of meetings, and I'm one of the youngest guys in the room, and that's a good and a bad thing, I mean, the math isn't adding up. And then, how do you convince your college kid to come back up from college or right out of high school to come back to this business where he can see that we're struggling, And I mean, there's a lot. It's a lifestyle. Farming's a lifestyle, and to perceive that and to try to pertain it and keep it going, it's pretty tough to do with the way it is right now. Michigan farming we're a heritage, and I think that's very special. It's very unique. I mean, between wineries all the way down to a specialty crop, all the way to livestock, corn and soy, I mean, we kind of have it all. And, I would just say to try to keep that going is really special, but the math has got to add up. I mean, whether it's labor cost, input cost, I mean, everything that goes into it, our margins are getting tighter and tighter every year. So, I mean, it's not a one solution. I don't have one answer, but it's a lot of things.
Senator Slotkin fully understands and recognized in her words to us this evening that food security is national security, and she is at the top of the list to work across the aisle, because this issue with our guest worker program and with American agriculture, it's not a red or blue issue, it's an American issue. So it affects everyone, and she's great in championing that.
Obviously, your input costs, the way that they are going up, like months, not even year-over-year, but months. And then labor, right? Many of you have spoken very directly to me about labor. And that is why I'm one of, I think, 3 Democrats in the country who has signed on to the bill to freeze the wage increases that you all are going through. Frankly, we should go back a couple of years. Thank you.